Good Thursday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and motorcycles, SUVs, the Kiefer dog, the dogs, the pond. Wow, look at that pond. Just beautiful. Can't get over how nice my pond it looks this year. Nicest it's looked in ages because I don't see the lily pad stems popping out of the pond. Wow, geez. A rough morning. I'm just trying to get going here. I've been working my ass off just trying to watch my channel. And it catches up to you. I think it's caught up to me today, so probably hear my voice. But wow, hey, good morning everybody there that watches my channel. Thanks so much for everybody tuning in and watching the Iceman gab away, share his ideas, his views, his stories, his addictions, his antics, his challenges. And what a beautiful, incredibly beautiful Thursday morning. It's already Thursday? Jesus Christ. I think this is the earliest spring I've witnessed here living here. I could just probably be delusional as you get older in life. I mean, good Lord, you know. But I can swear that this is just a much earlier spring. Just seems like the trees are budding so much earlier. Because right now it's basically middle of March. It's March 14th. Hard to believe it's already middle of the month. And what are we doing today? What are we talking about today? Yesterday I told you, for crying out loud, I'd probably change the tune and go to the different discussions. I was going to talk about Cry yesterday, and I decided not to make that the story. And I decided to take the win conversations. We had what do we have on Monday? Tuesday was the doubt conversations. Oh, here's the birds. Okay, so I don't know if my idea is going to work out. A lot of people are disagreeing with my strategy here, and they're probably like, crying out loud, Mr. Iceman. Just spend the money and seal your barn up and get official doors and yeah. Meanwhile, look here. Yeah, so I had, the barn didn't burn down last night. Amazing, right? So, but what's interesting is I'm not seeing the birds crapping as much as they used to. I could be delusional, and there those guys are, but I've been doing a little bit of smoking out here, so need probably to blow all the ashes out of here, don't I? That got a lot out of control last night, actually. People are like, you're going to burn that damn barn down, Mr. Iceman. Well, I'm out here when it's all going on, so I'm monitoring that, to be honest with you. So, anyways, the adventures, right? The adventures of watching the Iceman need lots of ice to extinguish his barn from burning to the ground. All right, dogs, what are you doing? Let's get you guys in office. And come here, pups. Kind of get the crying show. Have you ever seen a grown man cry? Yeah, I'm sure some people be like, yeah. Hey, Julia. Oh, my God. I just can't. Dudes, I'm just telling you, it's rough. Ginger. I can't get it straight. I need coffee. I need help. And there's Kiefer. That'll be Ginger's challenge. Who the hell knows? I'm closing the door. Let the dog just run around here. What's she going to do besides just sit out here? And here's Kiefer's toy. Oh, my gosh. So, yeah. I'll be crying before I'm done with this video. What's the water bottle doing down here? I don't know. What happened last night, right? Good Lord. Oh, yeah. I really want to get my blower out and get rid of all this stuff here because that'll be floating around. But, yeah, does my theory work? I'm sure most people say no. I mean, but it's that pelt. I threw a cardboard box in there to try to smoke it last night. Was not a great idea. So that's kind of, but it's those little mini pellets or pelts, whatever you call it. All right, I don't know what happened to Ginger. I don't even know. I mean, she's probably out in the back forward. Look at the grass. Called about my new 3046 John Deere cab tractor, and they still haven't put that thing together. Jesus Christ. Meaning, there's a part. Oh, that's Scout. See there? I can't even keep track of which dog is in my office. Man almighty. Do you need new glasses? Yeah. Wow. All right, let's get the dog. Come on, Scouty. Let's get upstairs. I don't think that's interesting because good old Kiefer boy, he was kind of tame there. Is he finally kind of acclimating? Let's see. There he is. Oh, you want your toy. I got to get his toy. That's what he wants. Instead of eating at my office here. So the crying conversations, how do we get to that, right? How did I come up with that idea? Well, when you hear what I've found out the values of my cars, here, Keefy boy. Let's even do this right this time. Hey, I did it right. Good boy. The football still underneath the car. I've watched my video yesterday, but Oh boy, you want to see a grown man cry? See a grown man cry? Jesus Christ, holy crap. Unbelievable what's going on in the car market. I mean, like I say all the time, all the gloomer doomers, they are so happy that their predictions are coming true. I mean, sincerely, the gloomer doomers that have these YouTube channels where, you know what? Do people really like to watch stuff to make them cry? I mean, as I get older in life, I truly believe people are so drawn into all the negativity content that makes them want to be sad. Because the bigger YouTuber channels that I see that have content, it's all negativity, and they have huge subscribers, and they have huge views. So I guess people enjoy to see others cry and other people lose. I mean, sadly, I think that's the society and world we live in, as people really enjoy watching others fail. Is that true? I mean, I hate to say that that's true, but by the subscriptions of all these YouTubers that always talk about the dire straits that's coming to you is huge. And that's what the media, if you watch Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, the constant rhetoric is the doom and gloom, the hate. It's incredible. So in today's society, I think we're getting ready to witness people crying like never seen in mankind. People are like, whoa, come on, Iceman. What are you talking about? Well, stop and think about this. Do you know how many people have lost their loved ones in Ukraine? Do you know how many people have lost loved ones in Russia? Do you know how many people have lost their loved ones in the Gaza and Israel? You know how many loved ones, how many people have lost their loved ones in Haiti? You can start going through the list of where we are in this world right now, of we're in wars. We are participating in wars like not seen. But it's just the media machine doesn't really give it that type of angle that we're truly in war with Russia. And what's so sad is where we are in today's society is you have people mouthing off on these social platforms that can mouth off and suffer no consequences. But if you go to Russia, Ukraine, Haiti, you go to Israel, you go over to the Middle East, you're terminated, you're shot, you're killed. It's a genocide. I mean, it's beyond believable. So the people in this country get off on making other people mad, and I just want to make them cry. But at the end, they don't really understand the real physical loss of what you lose in life. Till you lose a loved one, you don't know what crying is. I can tell anybody here on my channel, until you lose somebody's personal that you love in your life, like never seen, you have no idea what crying is. You know, you can cry over failing a test, you can cry over losing your car, lose your house. There's no other more powerful thing than losing a lost one in your life that you cherish and cry. Ask me how I know. Everybody here on my channel, I'm sure, has the same story. They know somebody they lost. That was probably some of the most tearful years in their life. So I predicted it. So I should be a crying man. So many people on my channel reach out, like, just sell these cars because the market's going to crash. How can I sell them? I didn't put enough money down in time for the amount of money they've lost. So the Dodge Challenger from my local dealer, $36,500. $36,500. This vehicle had a value of $44,000 not even a year ago. So now it's $36,500. Wow. I've already told you, I think I told you, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer down there, I got a $57,000 value in that vehicle. That was $94,000, $98,000, paid like $92 or $94 for it. So for me on my channel, how can I pay down on all these cars faster than they're losing depreciation? I mean, you have to think about it. If you really watch my channel, do you really think I'm putting $20, $30, $40, $50,000 down on all these cars? How can I afford ever to do that? I mean, let's just say that the average car I put down 10 grand, which that's not what it is. But let's just start counting the cars. I bought 34 vehicles last year. Let's just say I put 10 grand down on each one. That's $340,000. That's over $500,000 in earned income, basically, to be able to be taxed on to net that type of money. Who the hell has that? I don't have that type of money. I just sign up for the car payments. So everybody here on my channel is like, dude, you got to sell these cars and trucks. I can't pay them down as fast as they're losing their value. And there's where the crying man's going to come in this country like never seen before. That's what I just said. I think you're going to witness more people crying than ever in modern times. I'm just now seeing on John Williams' Doom and Gloom channel that they're closing all the dollar stores. You heard this story? They're closing $1,000 stores. That's jobs. How many people out there have lost their job? I mean, this regime in power continues to tell everybody you should be smiling and happy as can be. Well, I think there's a lot of people that are silently crying at home right now that have lost a lot. It's just really bad. So, once again, here's the Ford Mustang Mach-E. This car was like 68 grand, you know, markup, traded vehicle, blah, blah, blah. The car, I still owe $64,000 this car right here because I traded other cars with negative equity and put into it. That car is worth maybe $40,000, maybe. That's a $24,000 check. The race truck, I'm not really worried about that. But at the same time, I mean, how do you put a value on that? I don't know. The Bronco Raptor, my guess right now is it's probably worth 90. Yeah. I mean, it ain't worth 100 anymore. This thing here, I guarantee you, this car here that costs $73,000 right now is probably going to book out about 50 grand at best. At best, probably 48. The Mustangs over there, I don't know. I mean, the Jeep Gladiator, they can't give these things away. So once again, I bought that thing a year ago, like last February or March, and this thing was like a $64,000 truck. I think I paid like 58 for it. The thing's not worth it, maybe 35, 40 grand. I can just start going through the list of everything I own that I can tell you straight up, yeah, just sell these cars, Iceman. How? I mean, you guys want to create a donation fund for the Iceman to get rid of his habits? You'd be a fool. You'd be a fool. The only car I could say, honestly, that per se has value in the shop is this Camaro Z28. I had to put my Virginia tag on. It's so bad. Virginia. Gotta have a tag. Gotta have a tag in front of your car. We gotta be able to nail you somehow, man. So I put my Virginia tags on. We get this. I got Ice Age duplicated for Virginia. I took a number 1 to look like an I. So I have a Don't Tread on Me yellow Ice Age tag that I just got yesterday for the car. So anyways, so now I'm talking to my good friend Mo up there at Dulles Dodge. And he'll tell you, yeah, it's a new ball game. And so... And they're never going to admit that it's dire straits because it just opens Pandora's box if people run the dealership thinking they're going to give everything away, which they can't. So what's the value of this car here? And I don't think the number they gave me really is a real value because I think car dealerships just are scared to buy cars because they can't sell the damn things. So what do you think this car was? So a year ago, I think it was April or May, I can't remember. I traded this car in and then I bought it back. And so this car here, I paid $94,000 to Carvana 2 years ago. It would be 2 years ago, September this year. I think it was 2022 that I bought. Yeah, I bought that car in like September 2022. And the retail on the car was like $94,000. All right. So yesterday, after he gave me the value on my Challenger, he finally got back to me. My sales guy's like, hey, man, I didn't forget about you. I was just off the day before. So anyways, so they get back to me hours and hours later. What do you think this thing's worth? I'd love for somebody to be in front of me right now to say, what's the value of this car? When this car here was the hot jelly bean, I mean, this thing was an incredibly hot item because they're not going to build any more ICE Mopars, right? Wrong. They're going to build more ICE Mopars, not the V8s. But, oh, be so lucky to get one of these things, right? Yeah, right. 65 grand. 65 grand at the selling Dodge dealer is what they'd give me. Wow. Yeah, what do I owe on that? A lot more than that. Yeah, forget it. I mean, wow. So you talk about people are going to start crying? I truly think you're going to witness this year if the doom or glimmers. But here's the thing. I'm walking around my own shop. I'm sharing with you real numbers that are now coming told to me of the value of vehicles. So yes, the gloomer doomers are right. The car market has crashed. It's crashed. So if you have a newer car and you didn't put a ton of money down on it, you're stuck. You're stuck. You're not going to be able to sell the car unless it's a very rare and unique car. Or it's a higher end. It's like, what's now the 37 Raptor I bought that I paid 80 grand for? My guess would be it's worth 70 grand. My guess would be that truck at best. And I got a Raptor R. I do have the Raptor R still in the background, kind of working on that, but that hasn't played out yet. But I really want the new Shelter Green Raptor R. I think I did. I've seen it in person, but that hasn't come in yet. They still have the Raptor R at Ted Britt Ford that I drove the other day. That's the same color, but they want $128 for it. And I'm thinking, nope. Nope, you're a fool right now. I really think if you're smarter than me, just watch my channel. You'll be smarter than me. If you watch my channel, you will gain knowledge and be smarter than me because you'll watch all the mistakes that I make. That's why I started a YouTube channel, right? So, anyways, the whole point is, I think if people just continue to sit out the market, that $128 Raptor is probably going to be $120. Then it's going to be $115. But the problem is the dealer probably paid $120 for the damn thing. But just like the brand new Raptors, brand new Raptor R's that come in, there's not a lot of them hitting the market and the dealers. So that's a very challenging thing to buy the Raptor R at any discount. Can you get it at MSRP? Probably. I'm sure you can. You go to the right dealer and you order one, you can. But once they come in as a dealer, non-ordered individual and ordered it, then that's where the ADM plays out. And how does that play out? So, wow, the crying situation, it's going to be, what about the houses? What about, so you just hear all these gloomer doomers that constantly predict that everything's going down the tubes. And anybody out there on my channel, I never really hear anybody on my channel honestly reach out to me and tell me that they know of dire straight individuals. Sincerely, I don't hear it. Does anybody here on my channel have a friend, an uncle, aunt, a brother-in-law, whatever it may be, that has lost their job and are in dire straits? Is anybody here on my channel underwater because they've borrowed money to the hilt and they got all their credit cards maxed out, everything's maxed out, and they have no cash, and they're struggling to just buy groceries? Does anybody have, and this is the thing, you're embarrassed. Who isn't embarrassed when you tell somebody that you failed economically, that you financially have failed yourself? Does anybody like to talk about that? Now, somebody will jump up and down and tell you how much money they make and how great they are, but will they jump up and down? No, they'll be crying. In so many words, they'll be crying inside from the hardships that they created upon themselves. Hey, do I know this story? I know this story well. I know this story incredibly well. It's happened to me a few times in my life. It's very challenging. When you have addictions like I have, it's very, in some ways, brazen. It's very emotional, and it's very challenging. And that's why I've said it a gazillion times on my channel. I've had people bug me to make a channel just to share with others how crazy I am, how I go out and buy all these damn cars and trucks and motorcycles and my antics that I do. And from doing that over the years, have I failed from that? I have. So for me, are the odds against me? In so many ways they are. But you know what? I always look at money. It'll always come back. Money will always come back. You just have to look at money differently than others look. And I just always have the confidence and belief that the money factor always will be there for me in my life. And no matter what I do, at some point, the door opens and I start to make a lot of money. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to get where I got in my life. Has been 30 years of hard work. I've been working since I got out of high school. I was working in high school. So you're talking to a guy that's worked for over 42 years in his life. And some people reach out on my YouTube channel. It's like, what do you do? How did you get all that stuff? I'm thinking, yeah, man, well, you go work 43 years. Yeah, go work 43 years. I only hope that 43 years later you had something. Good Lord, man. I know people that put 25 years in service. They're retired. I have friends already. It's incredible. I'm at the age now, I'm starting to witness my friends are retiring. And a lot of them have very nice pensions. They were smart. They worked for the right company, and they got very lucrative pensions. I never knew when I was a kid that if I would have been a UPS driver, I could maybe retire and have a $75,000 pension. I never knew that. I never knew when I was a kid I could be a firefighter and eventually retire after 25 years and probably have a $50,000 to $75,000 plus benefits pension where I could go out and go do something else. Yeah, am I crying? Yeah, am I crying? But I'm sure other people are like, yeah, but nobody has all the stuff you have. Right, yeah, but I don't have it. The bank has this stuff. This is all the bank stuff, not mine. If I stop making payments, I don't have this no more. This all goes bye-bye. Everything here goes bye-bye. If I say, nope, I'm not going to pay the bill anymore, or I get myself into financial dire straits, and, once again, I can see in my business something's going on. I can honestly say in my business, the gas station industry, which that's what I'm in, the business, the gas station industry, they're hurting. You may not believe it because you go to a gas station and see a ton of people are getting gas, but the foot traffic is down. And once again, why? And the oil prices, there's nothing to really sustain the oil prices because it's just a bunch of malarkey. Because the oil, it's oil. Problem with this country is, believe it or not, is we're shipping all our fuel overseas to supplement Europe from the stupid ass Ukraine-Russia war. One of my YouTubers, Charles, hey, more than there, Charles, he reached out and, he made some valid points. He's talking about how he claims, I don't know this, but this is what Charles said, that we're dropping bombs over in Russia. Are we? I don't know. But he made a really good point. I think Charles is a very smart individual because he opened my eyes to something that I thought that he probably is maybe onto something. So he believes that this administration is trying to get us into major wars. I mean, and here's the thing is, some people will take this the wrong way, far-fetched, but he made a comment, and it's an open comment on my YouTube channel, so it isn't like he emailed me, made a special comment just to me. He shared in my yesterday's doubts conversations that in some ways you have to wonder if this administration's looking to get us into just a holy war. Yes, and then does it create the Emergency Act where Joe Biden continues to be the president and there is no election? I mean, it sounds far-fetched, but Jesus Christ, who would have dreamed 4 years ago that you'd have a pandemic set in that would close down the world, close down the country? If I told you that in 2019, that we're going to witness a pandemic and you're going to be forced to stay at home and all the kids will be forced to stay out of school and you'll be controlled of where you can and can't go, you'd have laughed at me. You would have laughed and said, oh, come on, dude, you're so freaking delusional. You're such the conspiracy, activist. Yeah, right, whatever. Whole point is, wow. I mean, it's just like a silent war. Are we in a silent war? I mean, is anybody really abreast to what's really going on over in Europe? The Middle East? I mean, really? I mean, are we really? So that's my point this morning. People will be crying like never seen because of all the death and all the things that are going on throughout the world right now. But yet so many in this country seem to be immune to it, that like the mouth off, arguing about how they hate Donald Trump or they hate Joe Biden. So you just think to yourself, it's like, wow, so many people in this country get to run their mouths, but people in other parts of the world, they've been sacrificed in so many ways for running their mouths. I mean, really bad. I know as a YouTuber, in some ways, I'm sure some people take the content this morning as a negativity content, but in life, it's for a man, you're not supposed to cry. Isn't that kind of the way you're brought up? If you're a little boy, you don't want to cry. The girls can cry. The boys can't cry. Have you ever seen a grown man cry? I mean, that's the thing about men. It takes away your manlyhood. I mean, come on. But for me, not for me. In all reality, these are just material objects that I'm not attached to, that if they have to go bye-bye, then they go bye-bye. Hey, I've been using the hell out of lightning lately because I'm doing so many jobs and working, and oh my gosh, it's just a manual labor. As I get older, and I had such a good time down in Florida, I was like, when I got back, like, who the hell wants to do what I do? Anybody have that position? You just get up one day and like, you know what? I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to do something else. And yeah, I could. I mean, all sincereness, I could just cash out. I mean, all reality, I could sell my property, sell my business. I would no longer have this lifestyle. Would I be okay? I would, but I would not have the monies to be able to continue to have the lifestyle I have. So if I ever said, you know what, I'm just done crawling on my hands and knees just about every day of my life, being a high-class grunt, at some point I'd think, okay, well, all this stuff goes bye-bye, and you're just probably going to have like 2-3 vehicles, which some people are like, yeah, what's so bad with that, right? Yeah, I know, I get it. Well, there's an end game at some point, but not today. The Iceman's not giving up yet. That isn't my plan. And over here is look at this here. I called Lethal Performance yesterday to get a status on my Whipple supercharger. It still is nothing. It hasn't been built. The Lethal Performance guy was saying that he thinks they're having some software updates, and they're really trying to, I guess, finesse it. And there's the Ice Age Virginia and other cars, Virginia. So I'm going to have 2 Ice Age tags. one on the Mustang and one on that Camaro. My Corvette, my Z06 Corvette, pretty cool for me. I was such a Z06 guy, and back in 2015, I think it was the fall of 2014, if I remember right, when the brand new C7 came out, I got a really nice Stingray, and it was a great car, but the Hellcats kind of ruined it. When I bought the Hellcats, it was kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm in a two-door Corvette, and the guy pulls up next to me in a Hellcat four-door Charger just smoked me. I was like, yeah, I don't like that idea. So I got rid of that, and I got my four-door Charger Hellcat. But anyways, the Z06, so I've had now, I guess it was a 98 or 99. I guess it was the C5 Corvette Z06. That was my first one. I actually have a picture of it sitting out here in front of my barn back in 2002. I bought it used, I think in 2002, if I remember right, when I was rebuilding my barn. So I got a pretty cool picture of that. That was a lesser horsepower. I think it was like 485 or something. And then I go to 2004, and I bought the anniversary edition C5 Z06. And then once we had Julia, the wife didn't like the idea of her riding a two-door car. So I sold that for a Joe Gibbs supercharged Tahoe, which I think is pretty cool. And then, yeah, I got pulled over going down the Greenway with all my dogs in it, my kid in the car. Kind of getting a happy feeling going down the road until the cop. Was I crying after the cop pulled me over? Yeah, but anyways, so then I got a 2008 Z06 C6 Z06 that I sat in the sidelines for close to 2 years to get the deal on the car, which they discounted $8,000. So I got a pretty good deal on that car. But then that was it. Then I went through financial hardships that, brought tears to my eyes. No lie. Talking about a crying man. Yeah, who doesn't have tears come to your eyes when you lose everything because you failed economically? But it was more about the economy crashing than me failing. It was just I couldn't control. Everybody lost all their money. Whoever saw in 2006 or 7, 2008 financial crisis coming? Did anybody see that? I remember in 2008 when I had to bankrupt my lawn and garden equipment dealership on July 4th weekend. I can so remember all the people that worked for me had this look in their face like I was full of BS on how the country was going down the tubes. I'm not lying to you. I literally had to line up 10 people in front of me, said the business is done, I'm sorry, here's your last paycheck, and it's over. We're done. And somebody had a look on their face like, there's no way. I'm like, you're done. You haven't seen anything yet. And they didn't believe me. And if you know the 2008 story, it wasn't 2008 where the whole financial market collapsed. It was 2009. 2008 was, unbeknownst to most people, the beginning of the collapse. And where the beginning started was the housing market, where everybody bought into the housing market and bought everything too expensive. And then they couldn't sell it, and they couldn't get rid of it. So you have to say to yourself right now, the car market a huge red flag that's showing how people during the pandemic could buy a new car, drive it, get rid of it, and get another one. People could buy a used car, drive it, get rid of it, buy another one. So did people get caught up in the 2001-2 year, 2021, 2022, somewhat in 2023, but not as radical, that people went out and convinced their spouses or friends they can go out and buy a car and drive for 6 months, and who cares if they overpaid for it, they can get rid of it. And who cares if it's $1,000 a month payment? It's not a big deal. I'll just get rid of it after having it for 6 months. I'd be willing to bet that there's a lot of people crying right now that have made a major mistake, because all I'm hearing from my friends in the dealerships is the guys that roll in to buy that next car they want to get, they're being told their car's upside down $20,000 or $25,000. So how does that play out? And it's the real motive coming to the dealership to get out of the high car payment, get into a lesser paying car. But how do you accomplish that when you look at a $30,000 car and roll 25 grand negative equity into it? You can't. They won't buy that that loan, the LTV, the loan to vehicle value. They won't buy it. If you to bury 20 grand of negative equity, you got to find a $80,000, $100,000 car. But then you're getting into dangerous territory. Now you're into the mortgage payments. Ask me how I know. Look at the good old Ford F-250 Tremor truck back here. And so some guys are like, hey, get rid of the Tremor truck and get rid of the race truck for the Raptor R. I think I just get so many comments and things. Yeah, that's possible, but it would be more, really what would actually make more sense in all sincereness, would I get rid of the Raptor 37 and the F250. That would make more sense. That, because those are both my personal name. So I could probably take those, but here's the challenge. The Super Duty I bought just a year ago, that's probably a $10,000 negative equity. This car here now is probably a $10,000 negative equity. So there's $20,000 of negative equity between the two vehicles. So if I go buy the Raptor R, I'm gonna have to put down at least, well, you'd have to put down at least 10 grand at least. I know you have to put down 15 or 20 grand to make that deal make sense. Not unless they were to not put ADM on it. But then you're in the stratosphere. I've been there before. The GT500, you know, I had the Heritage Edition GT500. That thing was a huge debt. You know, in some ways, I bet you the GT500s have held their value better than the Hellcats because Dodge just overproduces so much stuff. Dodge, I mean, that's what's happened. Dodge went out at the end and just built as many freaking mopers that they could. That's not my brains. That's not the rocks in my brains. It's my iced coffee. I figured out how to drink coffee. I'm doing iced coffee, Starbucks, medium blend, and it's such a difference in my morning, especially me coughing and hacking. If you really notice, I don't really have the coughing and hacking that I used to have. I have so many projects. Oh my gosh. All right, look at this here. Where's the Honda? The Honda Goldwing stuff. That's that. These are this here, what the hell is that? I don't even know. I think it's the mud flaps for the Raptor 37. So, but then I got all these accessories here for the Honda Goldwing, and then I've got the highway pegs for the Fast Johnny. I got the headset that I never put on my helmet to Bluetooth it to the new CVO ST. Where are all those things, right? Those things are all still locked down in the trailer. I just, too much on my plate, man. I mean, just too much on my plate. To me, I mean, my good friend Chris, he texted me yesterday when I'm out in a job crawling around my hands and knees. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, out in a job. He's like, I'm out on the bike riding around getting lunch. I'm like, yeah, that's nice. Wish I could be there with you, but that ain't happening. But the bike riding season's here. That's for sure. I mean, one thing for sure is the bike riding season is here. The winter's done. Beyond believable. This is the lamest winter we've had in most recent times. But the thing is, for me, it's all about starting to cut the grass. And supposedly, the key part for my 3046 cab John Deere tractor is coming in today. With any luck, they'll be delivering it to me tomorrow. And then it's just a matter of time where we're cutting grass. We have rains coming in tomorrow. And now with this warmer weather, it's going to cool down a little bit. Oh my goodness, crying. So I'm sure everybody on my channel has a very sad story of from crying. You know, and like I said, I think anybody here would all agree that the biggest challenge in life is when you lose somebody that was so dear to you. If that didn't create emotions and crying, then you know what does? I mean, good Lord. Let me get up here in the office and get the day going. It's just another zero-turn mower that you never see. This is like Daddy's. This is Daddy's zero-turn. But this is now going to go in the shed because my other zero-turn sat in the shed. But it always is shady back here, so it doesn't get the sun on it, so it looks like it's brand new. Which I'm glad that's the case. It's the diesel. That thing is so nice. I always wanted a diesel. That thing, you know how much that damn thing is now? That's like $30,000. Yes. Did you just hear me? The zero-turn I just sold is now $20,000. The gas one I just sold to a great guy that bought my other tractor, to he and his wife, and hopefully that helps them take care of their brand new property that they just, it's not new, but they bought a piece of property, and young, really, really nice couple, and they do watch my channel, so if you're watching, hey, hope you're all doing great, and I hope the lawnmower thing all worked out for you. The lawnmower blew a belt off of it at the end of the season last year, and so my daughter was driving it, and just to show you, so the belt on the mower deck, that blew off the other lawnmower, and I never ever played with the lawnmower to figure out what was wrong with it. I just never, wasn't worried about it until this spring, so I bought a new belt. Oh my gosh, the belt was $120. $120 for a freaking belt. So I told I told him that when I sold it to him, that if there's something radically wrong with the lawnmower, let me know, and I would discount the lawnmower a little bit more for you to offset what you paid me to have it fixed. And so it's so cool. When he was loading up the lawnmower, I saw what happened. The belt came off because my daughter ran over one of Kiefer's leashes, and it wrapped around the spindle and it jammed it up and made the belt come off. So I felt a lot better about that. There's Tango, beating up an old Kiefer boy. Yeah, who's the more violent dog? Is it Kiefer or is it the Tangy Mangy dog? As we sit down here, don't spill my coffee pup. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Haven't seen me lately. Reach out for any stickers. The channel is so interesting. You do these short videos, you get a lot of exposure. And, oh yeah, that's something to talk about. The TikTok. Talk about a lot of people to be crying. If TikTok gets shut down, wow. I never went on TikTok. I never trusted it. But TikTok's huge. And now there's articles being written about how many big-time TikTok successful people are on there. And if the government shuts them down because of the China concerns, I think to myself, are you kidding me? You don't think China's already circumvented this country? Are you kidding me? I mean, sincerely. I'm like, what the heck? This is so crazy. So what happened to my this is just, Jesus Christ, man. It just doesn't end. I don't know where my mouse went. Yeah, I had a mouse over here for my computer. I have two different, mouse. It just doesn't end, man. As you get older in life, is it like poof? Pull the covers over your eyes? I think so. I think, sadly, it's true. But where is it? I don't even know. Huh. So now I can't get this computer to work. Where I have no idea. Did Kiefer grab it and probably eat it? Oh, there it is. There it is. It's on the ground. Oh my gosh. Well, let's see here. Did he get it? He definitely licked it. He licked it. Let's see if it still works. Ah, it still works. Ha! Yeah, but I'll probably come in. My computer will be eating right. I mean, oh my gosh. The adventures, right? So anyway, there's some big time TikTok people that are totally, I guarantee you they're crying. They're in tears. Because if they shut it down, you're talking about people that probably make, thousands of dollars a month, and poof, it's gone. But a lot of them talked about how they started transitioning over to to Instagram and other, and even YouTube. And what one person said is the capability of getting YouTube subscribers versus the TikTok, it's like night and day. It's like her channel exploded to like 120,000 subscribers, like instantly, versus on YouTube. Like here I am now in my 4th year on YouTube, and I'm at just a little over 11,000 subscribers. I mean, I'm not here complaining. I'm just sharing with you. Here I am 4 years later, and I just haven't hit the viral. I've only had like one kind of viral video, and that was from Julie and I going up the road in the smoke show and the Gold Rush, if I remember right. And we're gonna do a run, but it's so cold we couldn't do the run. But I got like thousands. I can't even tell you. I have to look at my channel to figure it out. But that was one of the biggest videos I've ever made, where I got a lot of attention and I picked up a lot of subscribers. So it's always short videos that really draw in your subscribers. This type of video I'm making, it's not. To me, this is too intellectual. I mean, anybody out there on my channel, please reach out and say, you're kidding yourself, Mr. Iceman. But my content, to me, is too intellectual. It just isn't something that's going to really draw in a lot of people to watch me, because once again, it's not me. It's not me dressed up in a bikini as a woman. It's not the eye candy. It's not me like Cletus McFarland that has all these car projects that you can watch and, watch how he mods out cars, trucks. I mean, I just don't really follow him, but the theme of the channel. To me, it's like the Discovery Channel. To me, it's like the old Gas Monkey Garage. You got the characters and the different personalities, and you go in, or Iron Resurrection. I mean, it's just, the list goes on and on and on. Or Orange County Choppers, when Paul Tuttle Sr. and Jr. used to fight with each other. And that was really what drew the attention. Everybody watched that channel. Not only watched them build these piece of junk choppers they made, which to me, I think those things were junk. They were custom and neat, but at the end of the day, right, would drive that thing from New York to Florida? Somebody probably would. So anyways, whole point of that is they had entertainment that intrigued people to watch them arguing and fighting between themselves. Which, yeah, did I watch it? Of course I watched it. That goes back to like 2002, 3, 4, 5. Where are those guys, right? Besides the father and son end up just hating each other's guts. I wasn't seeing that. Besides the crying of the crying. So you think to yourself right now, more than ever, we're in the election year, and what are people doing? They're crying. People on social media are crying every day, all day long. They just cry, wah, 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 about how they don't like Donald Trump, how they don't like Joe Biden. It's incredible. It's incredible. And X, for Elon Musk, for Elon Musk, there's no doubt it's a double-edged sword on X because there's so much hate on there. But I truly believe it's all intentional to try to get X to be shut down. Because Elon, he lets the free. I mean, for the most part, I know there's people out there to say he doesn't let everybody get off and say, he doesn't. There's some stuff they have to shut down. But if you go onto X and you really see what's going on at X, it'll give you a much more better perspective of what so many in this country are doing every day. And all they do is cry, 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 cry. It shouldn't be called X. It should be called the Cry. I should start the Cry media platform because that's what you get on these social platforms. Sadly, is all that just wah 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 wah. All right, I think that's about all I got for you today. There's probably other things that I could probably talk about, but it'll go on forever and ever. But I was going to do one thing just for the hell of it. I was going to say to myself, let's just look at the YouTube channel. And it's just incredible on how it's here. I'll just show you. Here on my camera. I just like to keep things going here. Sorry, too close. People are like, you gotta shave. But look here. See here, America, cities. Your car is spying on you. Let's see here. The Crash, Test Goat, TikTok, Uncertain Future, Fox. Let's see here. So you get a lot of this content, disaster. The car market is a disaster. This guy's had 41,000 views from telling everybody how your car values have no, your cars are done. 41,000 views for people to tune in this guy who walks around car lots to tell you that the car market's crashed. People like to watch this stuff. Everyone's priced, let's price everyone out. Here's this guy here. This guy's been talking for 2 years about the economic crash in Florida. But down there where my parents are, I haven't seen anything like that. Then there's Dan the Man. Here's Dan the Man that I see. This guy has been talking. I caught him the summer of 2022. And this guy's had 19,000 views on this one thing here. Actually, he sometimes gets 50 to 80,000 views where he walks around and talks about the dire straits of the economy. And, once again, you kind of go through all these YouTube and, once I'm sure that this caters more to me, I guess, is that the collapse has begun. The banking crisis has already started. So do you know of banks in your backyard? Stolen cars. Everybody's now stealing cars. 20,000 views from Lucky Lopez. Used car guy out there in Nevada, Las Vegas. Let's see. CI Spy. So what's that all about there? So anyways, we are screwed. 13,000 views. All the banks are going out of business. Do you know about this? I mean, sincerely, anybody reach out my channel and sincerely tell me, yeah, my friends lost everything. I mean, I don't want to hear that. I mean, this is not me wanting to hear bad news, but if you read the video, the content that the people cater to, oh my goodness gracious, that's it. I'll leave it at that. And here's the stock. The Dow is at 39,632. We're getting ready to have a 40,000 Dow. The S&P, the 500's through the roof. But all these people are telling everybody everything is done. Is this the most confusing times in our lifetime? I mean, to me, wow. So my brother said something funny so many years ago when he watched that guy, Dan the Man. He said, this guy's just the guy convinced everybody to go sell everything so he can buy it up for cheap. You'd have to believe that. Think about it. If you would have bought in the stock market 2 years ago when it was cheap, what has happened? You've made a ton of money if you did it right. A ton of money. So, anyways, that's it. Hope everybody has a happy day and not a unhappy crying day. So, that's it. Thursday. What do we talk about tomorrow? I don't know. And as always, share the channel. Help the channel grow. I was just saying earlier, my channel really has slowed down on Ice Age TV comments at gmail.com. The subscriber, I was getting about, just so you know, I would get like about 500. I was averaging like 400, 350, 500 new subscribers a month. Now, here lately, it seems like I'm picking up 1 or 2 subscribers or 3, maybe, so it seems like it really has slowed down. And not here crying the blues, but just intriguing to me. But I said it earlier, I think my channel in some ways is just too intellectual, and it just doesn't get people intrigued to watch it for that reason. They want to go watch the negative news. They want to go watch the crying news. That's what it's all about. All right, everybody, that's it. So, hey, once again, thanks so much for supporting my channel and watching my channel. And I hope everybody's doing okay out there, and be safe, because I think that we're in precarious times. We really are. It's not good. So, God bless. Stay safe.